What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Polo Sports talking ENT in there. As soon as you come on in, hit the like, hit the sub, comment, notifications. You know the deal. You know the drill. You understand how I get down. Now, as promised, I am going live, and we're gonna handle this here. We're gonna handle this here. We are gonna handle this here. I think this is long overdue. I know been a couple of y'all that said that y'all aren't getting my notifications, so uh, be sure that you're hitting the bell, and I'm gonna holler at YouTube about it because y'all are supposed to be getting my notifications on this, and I'll start in just I give it about another minute or so, and then I get right into it. And then, of course, if you want to come up in here and make your presence felt, I'm gonna open up the panel, let everybody say what they need to say in reference to this fight. Um, I don't think many people realize how huge this fight is. Now, some people feel like it's still not set in stone, but we'll wait. We'll get to that in just a second. We'll just uh, hope everybody feeling all right tonight. Certainly. Now look, I'm gonna jump right into it, okay? And if you want to come in here, I'm opening up for you, okay? There's been a couple of y'all that's been trying to get in. I'm gonna open it up for you. I know I have some Terrence Bud Crawford supporters up in here. Look, we all know what's getting ready to go down. Okay, we know it's getting ready to go down. Uh, you know, Sean Porter versus uh, Terrence Crawford, Terrence Bud Crawford, scheduled for the 20th. Okay, it is scheduled for the 20th. Um, September the 20th. And this to me, like I said before, this this fight has been long overdue. It's been long overdue. Okay. Um, I'm sorry, not September the 20th, November the 20th. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. Uh, it's gonna be going to be a pay-per-view event. You know, uh, and Crawford is going to be defending his WBO title. You know, we all know Sean Porter is a former champion. Uh, you uh, to me, this fight right here is a step forward. It's crazy that we're finally saying that about Crawford. It's a step forward in his career. You know, he's been recognized as the top pound for pound fighter in the sport. Even though I disagree with that. I still feel like Earl Spence Jr. is he's that top dog. He's that top dog, especially in the welterweight division. And he has struggled against top tier opponents. You know, um, most people would blame a lot of this, a lot of the struggles, a lot of him, him being on the shelf and haven't been fighting in a while. They blaming that on Top Rank under the promotional umbrella. Uh, and where it's understood that most of the top welterweights are under the PBC. Well, that's what he's done. He's chosen one of the PBC guys, and that guy is Sean Porter. You know, uh, Porter is one of the men. He's been promoted by PBC and has fought a much more impressive resume. He pretty much fought everybody in the welterweight division, and on top of that, he has he pretty much has a better resume than Crawford. When you talk about Spence, when you talk about Garcia, you know, when you talk about Alexander, He's fought everybody in his era. He's fought everybody in his era. Uh, I want to give a shout out to TJ Boxing and Sports. He was the one to break this story first. I also want to give a shout out to Monty Brown TV, and I also want to give a shout out to ETB or Everything Boxing. What's up with it, Jelly Bean? I'll see you in the building. Um, the reason why I feel that uh, Crawford is going to get exposed is because he's never fought a fighter quite like Sean Porter. Sean Porter is going to be scrappy. He's going to make the fight very uncomfortable, and Buds is not used to that. and I don't feel that he'll be able to adapt to that. Sean Porter, it has been much more battle tested than Crawford has ever been in his whole entire career. He was somewhat battle tested with Kell Brooks, but I mean nobody takes Kell Brooks serious. I mean, come on, seriously, nobody taking that guy seriously. Okay, a lot of people didn't feel like this fight was going to take place. I had my doubts for the simple fact that it's like with the situation with Earl Spence Jr. and much of his opponents, the main thing was getting the money right and getting everything right on the table. You know, uh, I understand that a lot of people feel like Crawford is the guy and he's gonna just come in there and he's just gonna lay him out, but that's that's not gonna happen. Okay, yes, he 37-0. We know that. Buds is. Sean Porter 31-3, but 28 of those have been knockouts. I mean, sorry about that. 17 of those have been knockouts. 28 of 30 Buds 37 have been KOs, but he still gets a knock for them not being worthy opponents. Okay, and some people don't even look at them as top tier opponents. Now, if they were top tier opponents, then we would be having a different conversation. But the fact that he hasn't really fought anybody on his resume, that leaves a lot of people in question. Listen, I don't want people thinking for 1 second that I have anything personal against Buzz. I don't. I just need to see him in action against a fight in a fight like this. You said this is the first time we'll see Bud in a fight with someone who will hit him back. Exactly. Exactly, Jelly Bean. And the thing about it is that you see, as much hell as they give Mayweather and Canelo and some of the other top tier guys, they've been battle tested. Canelo came in being battle tested. He was battle tested from the get. He got he got a loss on his resume, and then on top of that, he got two draws. And one of those draws, they felt like Canelo, it could have went the other way in terms of the Triple G fight. I beg to differ, but I guess that's just me with the Canelo bias. But it could have went either way. But nevertheless, they still called it a draw. So the rest is history. Now, depending on how well Crawford deals with Porter's inside pressure and his scrappiness, some people feel like this will be a easy fight for him. I beg to differ for that. You know, uh, a lot of people also feel like all Crawford has to do is keep the action on the outside. I still beg to differ on that because I think a lot of people are really sleeping on how well Porter can adjust. You know, and I don't see this fight, ending early. This is gonna be a war. And from what I hear, you know, these guys are friends now. Whether they're really great friends, that we don't know that. But this is kind of personal because they've been at this thing trying to set this up for quite some time, and now things are brewing. Uh, Crawford has came out and stated that he wants to He wants to destroy Porter, and he's even predicting the knockout. That's what him and his camp has said. You know, uh, this is why. This is another reason why I feel like Crawford is going to get exposed. Porter is gonna. He's gonna psychologically bring Porter into him fighting his fight, which is something that Crawford cannot do. And if he does do that, Porter has got him in a trap. It's going to be a mistake for Crawford to intentionally fight Porter's fight, that brawling style, you know, and that's what Earl was starting to do. But you know, Earl Spence, to his credit, man, he was able to be rugged when it was time to be rugged, and he was able to beat Porter at his own game. You know, he was battling with him on the inside, and he wore him down with the body shots, and then finally, that's when he knocked him down, or to a certain extent, in that 11th round, that last time they fought. But that fight still could have went either way, just on the fact that at the beginning of the fight, Sean Porter was bringing it to him. You know, and another thing is that Crawford isn't a natural welterweight. He's not built for the type of warfare that Porter is going to bring. You know, so to save him, to save himself from the aggravation, he's gonna have to stay on the outside. He's gonna have to stay on the outside. There's no other way for him to win. If he tries to go inside, it's not gonna work. It's not gonna work. You know, he's finally getting his way. Porter is finally getting his way to challenging Crawford for his WBO. But a lot of people, I will say this though, it's been 2 years since he's fought a good opponent, that a lot of people feel like, okay, is worthy of being put up there. So it's both of these guys have been kind of sitting still for a minute, and we'll have to see how that plays out. You know, uh, another thing that's interesting to see too is that until someone beats Spence, as I've said before, he's top dog. Now it remains to be seen how Spence is gonna be in terms of his eye. You know, um, we have to see that how he looks. Me personally, I've said it before and I'll say it again. I don't want Spence fighting again. And some people might say, "Ah, you hating," and all this other stuff. No, it's not me hating. It's actually me, looking out for a guy like Spence. You know, uh, and we got to look at the punishment that Porter took against Spence. Rightfully so, both of these guys took punishment, but 2 years being away from the ring, a lot of people might have felt like he's lost too much to beat a guy like Crawford, but See, the thing about it is what you're not looking at is Crawford has been standing still too. Okay, yes, he's been working out, he's been in the gym and everything like that. Yeah, that's wonderful. But we still gotta get out there and you still gotta fight a real fight against guys that you have no clue about against a guy that is supposed to be top caliber, you know, and like this is Crawford's best fight. He's fighting the most meaningful opponent of his 13-year career. You know, uh, people forget that Sean Porter is a former IBF and WBC welterweight champion. People forget about that. You know, uh, and after these years of Porter fighting guys like Benavidez, Amir Khan, Jeff Horn, boxing fans will have an opportunity to see how Crawford does against this type of fighter in Porter. Do I feel like he's A level? I feel like Porter is A level. A lot of people feel like he's B level. You know what I'm saying? I feel like he's A level. You know, they said that the reason why they calling him B level is because they're saying that he struggled against elite competition. You know, and he fought Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Lost to him and lost to Earl Spence, and he of course lost to Kell Brook. But thing about it is the reason why they're eyeing on Kell Brook about what Crawford did. So I think that some people are saying, okay, well, if he beat Kell Brook, if he beat Kell Brook, then that means he could beat Porter. But that doesn't make a difference because that's happened a lot to a lot of fighters. They'll go into one fight, completely demolish one opponent, and then next thing you know, it's just like with Mayweather when he fought Cotto. He couldn't knock Cotto out, but guess what? Canelo could. Canelo knocked Cotto out. So that's just a prime example. You know, uh, some people felt like because see, Porter beat Ugas, but Ugas beat Pacquiao. Even though some people felt like Ugas got robbed, but nevertheless, it was still a win. You know, and the thing about it is like they see Porter as a second tier guy or a lower tier guy who creates matchup nightmares against against a lot of the fighters. You know, um, he okay Porter. See, to me, I think Porter had a point when he had told everybody that he got the best of Ugas. But one could argue, that fight again could have been either way. And I'm not trying to be biased, even though I like Porter. That fight, Ugas probably could have got that fight. You know, and some people felt like he lost worse than Manny did. you know. But this is um this is gonna be, in my opinion, this Porter's gonna take this fight. I feel like Porter has a lot more riding on this, more than Crawford. Crawford has just as much, but I feel like Porter is the one that really needs to come out. You know, if Crawford wins, this will be a dynamic win for him. Now it'll actually, now they'll see, okay, hey, Crawford is serious. You know, in fact, does Crawford have legs, or will he look like Manny when he fought Ugas? We'll have to see. We'll have to see what takes place. It's gonna be interesting. I'm hoping that these guys put up a good fight. I don't see a knockout happening. Some people feel like Crawford is just gonna go out there and he's just gonna knock him out, but I don't see that happening. I really don't. I think it's disrespectful to a guy like Porter. You know, I think it's disrespectful to a guy like Porter, for real. Um, but you know, both of these fighters are getting up in age. You know, they're both turning 34, which, it's not old, but it ain't all that young either. You know, you still got some other some other fighters that are getting, coming up right now that are young right now that still have a lot to prove, like, Jerron Ennis and Shakur Stevenson, all of these guys, the Tanks, the Haneys, all of them. They're still significantly younger than these guys. But I'm glad that he's defending his oath. I'm giving him his props. I'm giving him his props for this actually happening. He doesn't want to be known as a guy that, that's got a great record and everything, but he ducks smoke and everything. That's one of the reasons why a lot of people not Mayweather, and not that Mayweather ducked, any smoke, but he was able to choose his own fights. And a lot of people knocked him for that. Yeah, they'll be like, yeah, he's 50-0, but he chose his own fight. That's all that you hear, you know. And I wouldn't want, me personally, I wouldn't want Terrence Crawford to go at that, because look, a lot of people a lot of people get this really misconstrued. They act like I don't think uh Terrence Crawford is talented. Yeah, do I think he's talented? Yes. Do I think that he got a lot in his bag? Yeah. But like I said, I gotta see it against top level competition, and who better than to prove it against than a guy that's gonna make a fight really ugly and challenging. And Porter's just, he got a lot of heart, and he's an absolute he's a ring warrior, man. Straight up. He's a ring warrior. So I don't think if anybody, wants to come in, I still got the link in here, but other than that, I'm just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna close, uh, with this. I am gonna say this though. I'm gonna say this though. This will be, undisputed if Crawford wins, and then on top of that, this will get whoever wins this fight will get one step closer to Ugas, and it'll be uh, Porter's second time fighting Ugas, so it'll give him a shot again at Ugas. Do I think he's ready for that fight again? No, because, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think Porter is quite ready yet. Let's get this fight up under your belt first. Get a little bit more tune up because Ugas is out. He's out for dinner, not lunch. He's out for dinner. He's out for dinner, and and he's ready. He's ready to take that. Take that dinner, especially after he felt like he got robbed. You know, but November the 20th in Las Vegas for the welterweight title, WBO. It's all on the line. It's put up or shut up now, and this is going to be for the bragging rights. So now we can't. Yeah, and yeah, he made it. Yeah, he made it real ugly for Porter. Even though Porter won, but a lot of people felt like Ugas won that last fight. They felt like he won that last fight. But I thank y'all for pulling up. I'm about to lay it down. Got some more videos coming tomorrow. Uh, got a few more things that I gotta put up there, man. I appreciate all of my subs for really supporting me, through this thing. Everybody standing 10 toes down with me, man. And we just gonna continue to climb, continue to grind, continue to scrape, continue to hustle, man. That's what we do around here, especially in that Lions Den, man. Uh, I want to thank everybody for pulling up to all my streams today. Jelly Bean, I thank you for pulling up, man. Till then, man, like this video, share it, subscribe, and also hit the notifications too. Until then, man, it's Polo Sports Talking ENT, man. Y'all enjoy your night.